What up, yeah? Your boy is back with another live stream. This one is actually a surprise stream. It's super early, so I figured I'd just go ahead and just do a live stream. I'm working to get my live public watch hours up to 4,000 public watch hours. So that's the goal. So I'm doing whatever I can to get there. Excuse me for a second. So I'm doing whatever I can to get there by the end of this year. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Last night we had the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer drop. And I gotta honestly say, man, it was a pretty cool trailer. I'm not like super excited about seeing this movie. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of burnt up by superhero movies, man. They just not really like super appealing to me right now. And it's just I don't know. The trailer was cool. I'm just not super excited about superhero stuff right now. It's just I want something different, but I guess we gotta wait and see what they do with the DC side. You know what I mean? But as far as the Marvel side, it's just I guess we just gonna have to just deal with it. But the trailer looks cool, man. The Ant-Man trailer looks cool. I did do a trailer reaction, but not like an official trailer reaction. It's basically me just giving my thoughts on it. So definitely check it out, man. Like I said, the trailer looks good. I think the main thing about it is that I just want to see what King of the Conqueror is all about. I don't know how much of a badass he is compared to Thanos. But I do feel like Marvel's golden years are in the rearview mirror. I do feel like their golden years are in the rearview mirror. Because Phase 4 was just crap. I don't like Phase 4 at all. It just wasn't fun to watch. Like I said, the only two things I really enjoyed as far as the TV shows was WandaVision and what was the other thing they had that dropped in Phase 4? Moon Knight. Actually, three things: WandaVision, Moon Knight, and Hawkeye. Everything else was so-so. So, it was what it was, man. Like I said, I'm just doing this stream as like a surprise stream. I didn't really come prepared with anything right now. It's even a surprise to me. So I'm just trying to stream to get my watch hours up. Right now I'm at 912 YouTube subscribers, and I'm sitting at 736 watch hours. So the goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours to get my channel monetized. There is one thing I did want to talk about, and that is the fact that YouTube is cutting down on profanity in videos. And if y'all watch any of my videos, man, y'all know your boy uses profanity like crazy. So it's definitely going to be something I'm have to watch before I even hit the little red button, because I definitely don't want to have my channel get in any kind of trouble or have my channel get monetized before I even cross that bridge of making any money. You know what I mean? And I just been thinking, a little bit lately of what it's like to have my channel monetized. Because it's like feels like yesterday I just started being a YouTuber and my channel was barely at 50 subscribers, and now here I am listed 100 subscribers away from hitting my goal. So your boy is definitely excited to hit that point, hopefully sooner rather than later. My goal is honestly to hit 1,000 subs at the end of this year. But if I could push that goal up sooner and make it by the end of next month, I think that'd be pretty cool. It's just my public watch hours is what I'm working on hard right now. So it's definitely gonna be some times I might surprise stream, especially like early like this, just to hopefully get some people in here and hopefully get my watch time hours up. And then I got another one Saturday. So I'm going to have to find some topics to talk about. I already probably got one or two things I want to do. I want to talk about. It's called Little Live Stream Part 2. So I held one before. So I just hope I get more people into my live streams. I do kind of want to put my camera up so I can actually see me, so I don't see this little bubble every single time. But right now, I'm just using this little bubble just because. But anyway, man, your boys have just been grinding going into this new year. I'm just trying to be more productive as far as where I'm trying to get to. And yeah, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch time hours is my goal as far as what I'm trying to get to. So I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more streaming this year. Like I said, my goal is at least stream at least twice a week, maybe sometimes 3 times a week. Also, definitely putting out more movie reviews. I think that's one thing that I've been doing. One thing that I've definitely been slipping on. My boy actually hit me up and said I should do reviews on Wrong Turn, the movies. So I think I'll definitely check them out. My thing when it comes to like horror movies is all the dumb decisions that come in horror movies. So it's really hard to watch sometimes because it's like it's just the dumb decisions that come in these movies. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Ant-Man and the Wasp dropped last night. I know they said it's supposed to be coming sometime this week. So like I said, it was a cool trailer, and it was just so much going on, man. It's hard to really find one little thing to talk about. I think they said the villain MODOK was in the trailer somewhere in there. So it looked like a cool trailer, man. I'm just not really super pumped up for anything superhero related right now when it comes to movies, just because it's just been hard to get pumped, especially from the Marvel side of things, man. It's just kind of felt stale lately. And then DC side, with everything being rebooted, it's not really, there's nothing to get pumped up right now. I know we got the Flash coming. I know we got Blue Beetle, we got Aquaman, and we got Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Like I said, I just don't feel like there's a reason to even watch any of these movies. Maybe Shazam, not Shazam, the Flash is the only one to really catch, because everything else is just kind of like, it's already dead in the water. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people aren't happy with the fact that we still getting a reboot to the whole thing. I know Zachary Levi came out and talked about his Shazam character. I think he might be one of the only other characters staying on, because I haven't heard anything about him being cut like everybody else was. So I think that's pretty interesting to see that he might be staying on. Well, at this moment, I'm kind of sitting just talking to myself because I got 0 people in my live stream. I know people work super early in the morning. I didn't really plan this live stream, which is something I just decided to do. Like I said, it's the reason it's called a surprise stream, because it is a surprise. I did post it on Twitter, so if anybody in Twitter catches, hey, just come hang out with your boy. It's just a random live stream. I'm just talking bullshit. Like I said, my goal is to get my public watch hours to 4,000 by the end of this year, and my subscribers up to 1,000. I really want to get this channel monetized, and it's a goal that I set. I would say back in like February of this year. That's when I really started going hard on YouTube, and I really started to push myself to get this channel up to, monetization standards. So, but I'll see another thing I want to touch on when it goes back to DC. I see some people already talking about the possible list of what DC could be releasing in this year. Not this year, or what the possible list could be going into the future. Like you could be looking at Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern. I know there's a hoodie or a shirt that I've seen James Gunn wear. It basically has all the regular Justice League members, I think, except for like Cyborg, and I think they just replaced him with Green Lantern. So I mean, it looks cool. It looks cool. I like the name they changed it to as DC Studios instead of DCEU. It just seems like everybody's a little confused whether to call it the DCEU or the DCU. So I think DCU is just fine, man. It's short, it's easy to remember, rather the DC Extended Universe. I just hope they stick with one universe instead of jumping back and forth from extend it, from multiverses, just keep it in one universe because Marvel's already doing that. Typing right now, so kind of give me a second. So anyway, yeah, so with DC going forward, man, it's just gonna be weird seeing this complete change. But I feel like it's a necessary change because when you look at what they've been doing for the past 10 years, it's wild to me just to even think about the DC property because Superman dropped in 2012, and it just feels like for a whole 10 years, all this stuff has just been wasted. And it's like now they've got to hit the reset button, which, like I said before, there's not much to salvage from this DC property. So the only thing that makes sense is to hit the reset button because there's nothing to salvage. But it's just wild when I sit back and I think about all the movies that have come out. Henry Cavill trying to be Superman has been off and on. It just doesn't make sense to me what the old regime is doing. Like, y'all really tried to give us three different Superman, three different Jokers, and it just didn't make any sense. And I know that David Zaslav is still trying to figure out what to do, or should I say, Peter Safran and James Gunn are still trying to figure out what to do about the Batman situation because you still got Robert Pattinson's Batman in his own universe, and so then it's not like they want to have two line of toys: a Batman in the DC universe and a Batman in his own standalone universe. But I know that James Gunn doesn't want to bring Robert Pattinson's Batman into the DC universe. He wants to do his own thing. He wants to keep it separate, which I think is completely fine. But I think it's just going to throw people off. But I know not Peter, but David Zaslav had to come into the Warner Brothers Studios and wonder what the hell were they doing with the DC division, man? Because it was just so much confusion. You know what I mean? There was so much confusion. Yeah, man. I know they're going with a younger Superman. At this point, I've just accepted it, even though I'm not really happy about it. I think I've just, in some small way, kind of got numb to the fact that all this DC stuff has just been swept into the trash can, and they're starting anew. Which it makes sense, man. And the more I think about it, the more I kind of like the idea of them starting fresh because they need solid ground to stand on. They need a foundation. Right now, or at least for the past 10 years, there hasn't been any solid foundation. It's been rocky, left and right. So they need something to stand on where they can, build upon. You know what I mean? Right now, it's just they tore down the old house and they rebuild a new one. So they need a solid foundation. And I'm curious to see what they have coming up. Now, I've seen people talk about on Twitter that they don't plan on bringing out Wonder Woman in the first 3-year phase of the DC plan. So I'm kind of fine with that. I mean, we recently just got the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman movie. I didn't even watch. Was it Wonder Woman 84 is the name of the movie? I didn't watch it. I don't plan on watching it. I heard a lot of bad reviews. Seen a lot of bad reviews. I just don't plan on seeing it. So I know it most likely it's going to be Batman, Superman, and wherever they go from there. There's another thing I've seen a lot of people talk about on social media, especially Twitter, is people want Warner Brothers or the DC division to get in touch with Netflix to try and put Zack Snyder's Justice League on Netflix, like try to continue his vision. But that would most likely be a partnership, not something that DC would, or should I say, Warner Brothers would just let them do just right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was kind of funny, man. I mean, that would be fun to see, but I think that Zack Snyder has his hands full with this old Moon project. I don't know what the name of this new thing he's trying to. I don't know what this new thing is. I don't know what this new thing is that he's trying to do, but he's trying to create this new movie on Netflix that he kind of wants it to be his own version of Star Wars. I know it's Moon something, but I can't think what the name of it is. But I hope it works out for him, man, because I think that'll be, just to have something of his own, some new creation of a new uh, movie. I thought it would be pretty badass. So hopefully it works out for him. Um, oh, Rebel Moon. Thank you, C4. Yes, Rebel Moon. Okay, so yeah, that's what it is. Um, I hope it works out for him. I hope it really does, man, because it's like, for him to go through all that stuff that he did with DC, I think he could have made it work. The main thing people want to see, I still want to see, is like the future stories of like the Zack Snyder's Justice League, where it's like, the world's already messed up and Superman's joined Darkseid. That's what everybody is excited to see. Of course, unfortunately, we're not getting that. I wonder, is he keeping Margaret Robbie on as Harley Quinn? I think she's made a great Harley Quinn. If you want to keep anybody else, he should definitely keep her on. But definitely find a new Joker in the future. Well, definitely find a new Joker in the future. All right, thanks for that. I'll be dramatic. Hey, C4C, man, I know I don't want to bother you too much, man. I definitely probably need a new intro again, man, since the whole old crew is no longer going to be used. Yeah, man, it's just with the old crew out. The intro I got now just kind of just seems not good to use since it's not going to be, the current team of Justice League. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, I'm trying to be optimistic about what DC has going for, and I hope they go a little bit darker compared to Marvel's light. Because with Marvel going on, it's light, but it's like I've lost interest. Like I said, I'm not super excited about anything they have dropping right now. I don't even know the last thing they dropped that I was super excited about on the Marvel side of things, because it just hasn't been. Excuse me. It just hasn't been like, I don't know. It just hasn't been like super exciting to me in a while. And like I said, I do try to keep an optimistic view, but my excitement for Marvel has just waned a lot. And for me to step outside the superhero box, definitely, man, thank you. For me to step outside the superhero box and talk about movies that aren't superhero related has been fun to do. Now, I have done some Batman short reviews that have got a lot of attention. Thank you for everybody that subscribed. Thank you to everybody that's been like, just checking out my YouTube channel and everything like that. I greatly appreciate it. To do movies to review movies outside of superhero is really fun to do. It's like a breath of fresh air. And yeah, like I said earlier, my boy recommended I review Wrong Turn. Like I said, my thing when it comes to horror movies is the dumb decisions that people make in horror movies. So it's hard to really it's hard for me to really review those movies, but I might check it out just for the heck of it and just do a review. Like I said, just to get out of the superhero box and talk about something different. But aside from that, yeah, my goal, like I said, this year is definitely get my channel up to 4,000 public watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. No lie, it has been a unbelievable road to get to where I'm at right now, and I'm definitely not gonna take credit and act like I did this all by myself. C4C, you've been a big help with my banner and the intro. I'll be dramatic. Thank you, man. I've appreciated you shouting me out on, or at least tagging me in your in the tags on YouTube, so I can't suck up all the credit and act like this was a one-man thing. A lot of people have been helping me get to this point. I definitely took my wife's advice and found a small community on Twitter, because as far as Instagram and Facebook, and even tried TikTok, I wasn't getting a lot of people rocking with me. So it's been cool to have this community rock with your boy. Obviously, C4C says Snyderverse could still be done, considering the fact DC has multiple universes. Maybe in the future they would come back to it if they want to. Cool, I'll be dramatic. C4C, I think that'd be great, man. I really wish they would. I would like to see him go over to Netflix just because I don't think that they have nothing else going on. And a lot of people still want to see this universe, even if it's just like some 3 movie arc. I would still like to see it continue, man. But I definitely doubt that there going to be any future plans because of the fact that they're going in a fresh direction. So sometimes it is what it is. Um, just gotta grind, keep it moving. So, like I said, when it comes to DC, man, I just hope they stick with a little darker tone compared to Marvel's, like, because with Marvel, everything's like super cookie cutter. Okay, I'll be dramatic. Says Instagram oversaturated with creators. TikTok gaining subtraction is not easy either. Twitter best getting subs for sure. Yeah, you're right about that, man. Twitter's what the only place I really get any burn. Like I said, as far as Facebook, it's more like friends and family. And as far as Instagram, yeah, it is a lot of creators on there. Twitter, I'm not Twitter. TikTok, yeah, that's another place that it's hard to get any burn. I think unless you're already kind of well known. So to get the support I've been getting off Twitter has been nothing short of amazing. Um, I know a lot of people switching gears again. A lot of people have been getting on the Indiana Jones movie that's coming out. I think it's the Dial of Destiny because they're all like Harrison Ford is like 80 years old or something like that, and they don't want to see an 80-year-old man be Indiana Jones. My thing with movies is like, why does it take so long to drop sequels? Like, if I look online right now, when did we last get the Indiana Jones movies in order? Let me see. Let me see. So the first Indiana Jones movie came back out in 81. Second one came out in 84. And then 89. And then after that, the next one didn't come out to 2008. And then the next one comes out, I think it says 2023, so this year. It's just kind of confusing. Not really confusing. It's just kind of weird that it was so long in between the third and the fourth movie. Like, what happened between him and the studio? That he didn't come back for so long. To me, I feel like if you're gonna do these kind of movies, man, do want to go out on a high note. Don't overstay your welcome and try and stay on longer than you should. I don't think we need a fourth movie. I know they're gonna do some de-aging kind of thing. It's probably gonna look weird because it's gonna be him, but it's gonna be this CGI looking face over his real face. That's gonna make him look younger than what he is. And I just think he should have just left it alone after the third film. I've only seen hold on 1 second. All right, Joe. So, yeah, I know a lot of people have been getting on the latest movie coming out, Dial of Destiny. I do plan on checking it out. And action adventure movies are my kind of movies. I know as far as this new movie, I know Harrison Ford came out and said that he's the only one that plays. He is the only one that wants himself to play Indiana Jones. Like he doesn't want anybody else to take the role because I think they're going to try and give it to Chris Pratt. But I don't think he want Chris Pratt to take over the role. So I know in a lot of words he was like, once he's gone, that's it. He doesn't want anybody else to take on the role of Indiana Jones. Let me see. I'll be dramatic. Says Harrison Ford badly injured. Why it took so long? Harrison Ford is not a young actor either. He's supposed to be. Oh, that's right. I forgot he's going over to Marvel to play the general or something like that because the last guy who played him died. And then C4C says, I wonder what generation is Indiana Jones made for. I don't know, man, because I just think it's going to be like he's too old to be doing a lot of the extra stunts. So I'm sure it's gonna be a stunt double. And obviously they have to have somebody play a younger version of him to do all the extra stuff. That's why they going with this de-aging thing. It's almost like the Men in Black 3 movie where they had to go with a younger Agent K. I forgot who played him. Josh Brolin, I think is his name, was Agent K in the Men in Black 3 film. So it's almost like that where, Tommy Lee Jones was too old to do the stunts. So they had to decide to go with a different direction with the movie. So that's what this Indiana Jones thing is almost doing, except it's still going to be Indiana Jones, just going to be a younger guy. But I know they said, I guess there's supposed to be some chick taking over the role. And to me, I just feel like, look, I don't have a problem with females having lead roles. I'd be happy to watch a female in a lead role, but let females get their own films. Stop giving them roles that are already taken over by somebody else. I mean, you got it with Black Panther. Then it was going to be almost with the Justice League. They were going to have Supergirl and Batgirl take over for Batman and Superman. And then I know with the MCU, there's a lot going on. I think I just said Black Panther. I can't think of anybody else, but basically, outside of that, you had the James Bond thing where they thought the chick who played in the Marvel first film, she was going to be the new James Bond. So I don't have a problem with females having lead roles. I just want to see women get their own movies instead of having to take over men's lead roles that were already there. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion on it. But as far as the Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny film, on a scale from 1 to 10, I do like the trailer. I really do. I've never been a big Indiana Jones film. The last one I seen was the one that came out in 2008. I just don't understand why it takes like so damn long for movies to drop. Like it's literally been since 12, 13 years since the last film came out. It just doesn't make sense why they even do another one now. Let the movies end while they're on a high note. But maybe because they threw enough cash at him, he was like, forget it. I'll go back and do another one. Which, I mean, I guess, sure, why not? But hopefully this is the last one. I think he said he was done after 5. But, money talks. If the studio throws enough cash at you, somebody going to come out for it. Aside from that, I know a lot of people have been getting on The Rock lately. I know I did a video talking about it because of him and his whole issue with the DC studios and trying to take over the DC division. And then he didn't even want to star in a cameo in Shazam. And he's Shazam's foe. And I can understand for a small reason because Shazam's character is more goofy. His character is more serious. I'm just kind of going through a list here. So are we supposed to be getting a new Star Trek film with the one with Chris Pine coming out this year? I didn't know. I know this one's been sitting on the back burner for a while now. I actually like I like the first 2 Star Trek movies with Chris Pine in it. The second one being the best with I forgot the Doctor Strange actor. The third one's okay with Idris Elba, but I didn't like it as much as I liked the first 2. I think the second one is the best. And then, of course, I know we're getting Fast 10. It feels like it's been forever since we got a Fast movie. I'm hoping this one is going to be better than Fast 9. I didn't like Fast 9. I didn't like Fast 8. But I would rather sit through Fast 8 than sit through Fast 9 again. I thought Fast 9 was just garbage. And it wasn't because of John Cena. It was just like I didn't really care for the story. And then in Fast 8, it was about Tom betraying his family. But it wasn't like, it wasn't like a family no more situation. Basically, his family, he basically was just doing some things for this chick. So it wasn't a family no more situation. You know what I mean? There is one thing I did want to watch today. The John Campion show. He did a video talking about now that The Rock, I think it was his show. He did a video talking about now that The Rock is done with Black Adam, will he go back to the Fast and Furious franchise? And And I know it's only like one or two movies. I know he's talking about doing a Hobbs and Shaw 2, which is I feel like it's been in development for a while now. I think it was I don't know when it's supposed to come out, but it just feel like it's been a while since they've brought that movie out. Honestly, man, I don't know if he should. He seemed like he was cool when he was an extension of the team, but not officially part of the team. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I said, in Fast 8, he was kind of the one that took over while Dom was on the sidelines. To me, Fast 5 and the whole Fast and Furious franchise is the best film. Yeah, that Cardi B cameo was garbage. It's just I don't know, man. It just felt like it was like not a fan service thing because I don't know who wanted to see her in the movie, but it just was. I wasn't feeling that either. It just didn't seem like there was a point to her to be in it. It's like Fast and the Furious. I don't know who owns it. It's Universal. I don't know. Like they be trying to hype these movies. They be trying to hype these movies up. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this actor in it. We're gonna have this singer in it. We're gonna have this person in it, and you don't know what roles they're gonna play. And then they end the movie and they play some shitty ass, unnecessary ass role. Like Cardi B just played the head of a bunch of fucking soldiers. She was in there for a little. Sorry, excuse my language. She was in there for a cameo role and then she was done. I was like, okay, that was pointless. But it's like they were trying to hype up these characters being in these movies, and they play these most pointless roles. They in there for like a cameo and that's it. So it's like it's no big deal to even have them in these movies. But honestly, man, I think they should have ended it after Fast 7. After Paul Walker passed, that's where these movies should have stopped coming out. It just doesn't make sense to keep going, man. I know they want to have like 10 films, but I think they just should have ended it after the seventh movie. Another movie franchise, I hope that doesn't go the Fast and Furious route. They overstayed welcome. I think they should have ended it at 3 as well. It's the John Wick series. I like the John Wick series. I love the first film, second film is cool, third film I kind of forget because it's been a while, but I like the first film. First film was the best one. If that movie would have been a one and done, I would have had no problem with it. The first film was great. I love the first film. The rest of them are alright, but the first film was the best film. I just hope it doesn't go the Fast and Furious route where they overdo it. I just don't understand. Like I said, circling back around DC, how the animated properties get right, but the live action properties just messes it all up. It just doesn't make sense to me, man. It doesn't. Like I love the animated movies. They do some great animated movies. And one thing I wish they would bring back, if it's a continuation, would be a Justice League Unlimited, or if they even just want to go with regular Justice League animated show, but without the Unlimited. I'm cool with that. I think either one will be great. I think either one will be great because it was a fun thing to watch. It was a fun thing to watch, and I think quote me if I'm wrong. I seen it on YouTube. Some people were saying I think that's where James Gunn got his inspiration from, or taking some stuff from. Yeah, I love John Wick, man. It's such a good series. I just hope they don't Fast and the Furious. What I mean is overstated Wickham and do too many movies. He doesn't need 4, 5, 6, 7 films. Because it's just gonna be the same thing over and over and over again. People probably gonna get tired of watching it. So hopefully in sooner than later. But I think they're supposed to be doing a spin-off TV show, or they were. I'm not sure. Trying to see what else is going on in the world of movies. I don't really think there's too much going on in the world of movies for me to talk about. Okay, so yeah, it was the John Camping show. Yeah, so the thing somebody pointed out when I was watching one of their live streams the other day is how when it comes to Dwayne Johnson, his movies, as far as standalone movies, aren't really big budget movies. Like they're not kick butt movies where he's making number one at the box office or anything like that. Like the only movies he's done that have really been doing any big numbers are like movies where he's been in it with other people, where he hasn't been like the main star, like the Fast and the Furious franchise, Jumanji franchise. Those movies did good at the box office, but there's other stuff it never did big at the box office to the point like it was like a box office hit when it was just him front and center. Okay, so yeah, the Continental. Thank you, LB Dramatic. He says spinoff TV show learning about Continental history is still happening. So that's the hotel they stayed in. That's the hotel they stayed in. Okay, I forgot about that. That's what it was about. Thank you. But when it comes to Dwayne Johnson, as much as I like his movies as far as him by himself being the main star, have never been like real huge. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't think it's his fault. Some people don't see him as a good actor. Some people just see him as The Rock playing a character, or Dwayne Johnson still is Dwayne Johnson in this movie. And maybe if it picks movie roles to fit who he is. I don't know, but if you ask me, should he go back to the Fast and the Furious franchise now that the Black Adam thing is dead? I think he should, but I'm pretty sure he's probably like hurt that the Black Adam movies didn't work out. The Black Adam movie did not work out. I didn't like it. I'm standing on that 10 toes down. I did not like that movie. It was not a good movie. It felt like it should have came out 10 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. I like Dwayne Johnson. I liked him when he was a wrestler as The Rock. I like him as an actor in some of his movies, but I did not like Black Adam film. And maybe word of mouth got around that the Black Adam movie just wasn't a good movie. You know, I know I've been kicking it on that movie, but it just wasn't a good film, man. And do I think if it would have made $1 billion, maybe it definitely 100% would have got a sequel. So it probably would have complicated things with Peter Safran and James Gunn, because they would have been like, man, so this movie made money. Now we got to go move forward and give it a sequel. But it didn't. So he's going to have to move on to other things. And I'm pretty sure they'll bring Black Adam in eventually at some point, but it'll most likely be a different actor because The Rock will be way too old to play the character. I'm pretty sure he's already like 50, 51. They're going to want somebody younger. I'm pretty sure that actually looks like Black Adam. They can stick the hair on him and do the pointy ears, and he can have the accent and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure they're going to want somebody new to play the Black Adam character to actually fit the role. And I think The Rock did okay in that movie, man. He just wasn't. The movie was just garbage, man. I didn't like Hawkman, Dr. Fate. It just felt like, even though The Rock tried to hype it up like it was a big blockbuster event, it wasn't. It felt like the small time movie that should have came out back in 2015, maybe 2010, the early 2000s, between 2000 and the year 2000 and the year 2008, 9, or 10. It just wasn't that big of a movie for me. And it left me disappointed. Especially the mom and the kid. I was like, I do not care about these characters. Can somebody just take them off screen? I don't care if they never come back. Hawkman was a punching bag the entire movie. What was it? Dr. Fate's character, I mean, he was there, but I don't think they had him out as most powerful. He was just kind of like dumbed down. And then you had Cyclone and what the other chick's name was, I don't know. Their characters were pointless. They were just there. Atom Smasher. So Atom Smasher to me felt like Spider-Man's Peter Parker. Like he was just goofy in this movie. And he just didn't bring anything to the table, neither did Cyclone. She was really the least most used character. Her character is super forgettable. It was like every time you saw her, she was just making this wind every 5 seconds, and it was just kind of like, all right, you got anything else? So C4C says Black Adam was just a bunch of fight scenes. I like the costumes and design, but other than that, it didn't have a lot of substance. Yeah, that's true, man. I just the costumes look great. I like when Black Adam uses electricity power and everything like that. But everything else about this movie just screamed boring. And after I finished it, I really sat back and I was like, bro, this was the movie The Rock thought was going to save DCEU. And I know he went over a lot of executives' heads to go talk to David Zaslav to try and get this movie green lit. But dude, just not green lit, but try to get a story where it's going to lead up to him fighting Superman. And yeah, this movie just wasn't it, man. I forgot about the main villain, man. I don't even know what the main villain's name was, man. But this movie was just so forgettable. It was not even funny. And I know The Rock in some way got to be disappointed with the fans because they didn't come out and support him. But it's all about the story, man. And if the story is trash, nobody's gonna support the movie. Just because you're a big movie star, people have to support the movie. And I know I said this in my last video because I heard somebody else say, they were trying to compare this to uh, Iron Man. And when you look at Iron Man is just starting off in his universe where Black Adam was already trying to come in and fix the universe that had been set for the past 10 years. And it just didn't work out the way he wanted to. So, I'm pretty sure he'll still have other movies lined up, but his pet project just didn't work out. And the other thing is, it's been 15, 14, 13 years, somewhere like that, for him to get this movie off the ground because DC has been doing God knows what, or should I say Warner Brothers. And it's like maybe people just lost interest over the years, even when it finally got announced. And on top of the fact, myself included, Black Adam is not a household name character. You know what I mean? He's a secondary foe to Shazam. Nobody really knows who he is. You're not gonna see him in like a lot of main articles when it comes to the fight in the Justice League because he's just not that dude. He's a secondary character. Fighting another character is a secondary character. You know what I mean? I remember watching the TV show when I was younger. I don't really even think Black Adam was even in the TV show as a kid. And I'll be dramatic says Dwayne Johnson going to Marvel now, the irony. I could see that happening. I don't think he's going to though. I could see it happening. I think it would fit his personality, but I don't see that happening. But yeah, man, his character just didn't work out, and now the DCU's moving forward. I do kind of wonder what Patty Jenkins had in store for Wonder Woman 3. I can't imagine it being no worse than Wonder Woman 2. Because Wonder Woman 2 is complete garbage. At least from what I've been told. But I know that The Rock had this whole build up to it leading up to his character fighting Superman. And as fun as that would have been, a part of me is sad we're not getting it, but I can't imagine what a sequel for his movie would have looked like if they would have been with a sequel. It would have had to be better than what they got. I'm pretty sure they would have learned from their mistakes and not gave it so much money, like definitely dumbed down the budget. Because I don't think you need to have a whole lot of money spent on first time superhero movies. Now, if it's a team up like the Avengers Endgame, then yeah, you got to spend big money. But when it comes to a first movie, I think you got to go small, spend small, and try and see a good return on the film without spending so much money. That's just my opinion. The one thing I do want to get more into is like comic books and stuff. I do plan on buying some very soon because, especially like the Black Adam comic books, I definitely want to read up on his history. I know there's two different versions. I know there's like a New 52 and then like an old school version. I do want to read more of like the old school non-52 DCU comic books, just to learn more about the big history around these characters. Let me see. Albert Dramatic says she going Trevor to death. That is why Wonder Woman 3 didn't happen. Kept trying to bring Trevor back 3. Oh my god, dude. No. Just like I said, I know a lot of people didn't like the idea of Trevor coming back. And it's not that they didn't like it, it was just the simple fact that he was in somebody else's body. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know the issue with that. It was Steve Trevor, but it wasn't Trevor. It was somebody else on the outside, but Steve Trevor on the inside. C4C says rumors says The Rock will appear in the Royal Rumble and might do a storyline with Roman Reigns, but I doubt it because he's too old now. So that's been the story for the past couple of years. I think people wanted to see that like 2 years ago. Listen, I'm always gonna be a fan of The Rock, but I just don't see the reason to have part-time wrestlers continue to come back. I don't understand they big money, but it's like the story doesn't go anywhere. You better off using an everyday wrestler you already have on the roster because that way at least the story can stretch out past WrestleMania and stuff like that because they're there every day instead of having a part-time wrestler who's there every once in a while. Honestly, I stopped watching wrestling maybe like 2, 3 years ago. Um, it just got stale with me. I think maybe it was Raw. I didn't watch SmackDown very much, and I just kind of gave up on it. But yeah, I have heard this story a lot. This will be the only thing that will probably bring me up to speed watching WrestleMania, which I know is 2 shows now. It's not just one. But I think that's doing too much and stretching it out. And I know they want to give a lot of wrestlers opportunity to be seen, but it's just doing too much, man. And I just think they just need to have it go back to one night only. Okay, thank you for that, C4C. Um, yeah, so I think overdoing it with bringing Street Trevor back. I think they should just let him go finally and move on from it. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna cut this live stream. I didn't plan on going this long, maybe for a half hour, but definitely check out my videos. Check out my future live streams. Like I said, I'm trying to get my channel to 4,000 public watch time hours and 1,000 subscribers. So I'm gonna cut this live stream now. I'll see you later. And I actually got a new live stream coming. Sorry, so check out that one. And I'm gonna end this in 3, 2, 1. Peace.